Thanks for watching this video. And so this is the result of 4 days of development in inspiration from things like GameSparks, PlayFab, Photon, and Unit. In the matter of a few seconds, I've assembled player login, lobby creation, and advertised it to other players that are looking to start a game. That all could have been fake, right? So let's do it for real. I wanted to create a fun environment for an engineer and a designer to come together creatively, expose those pesky network problems, and leaving more time for polishing a multiplayer game. After decades of making countless tools, I've come to understand one universal fact. The easier it is to do and understand your job, the more fun it gets and the polish comes naturally. So let's now do 2 players where one is making his lobby and another one does a looking for game and gives them a chance to interact with one another with invites. And so we just made our generic player, and we're now getting a Waitroom construction. Now on the other side, the second player will be establishing things with a player login. One of the top requested features on most multiplayer forums is to connect with other players in a variety of different ways. And one of those ways is doing a looking for game node, which we'll add here, and that allows other players to publicly have a list and to make invites. Let's adjust the timing of that just a little bit. Now the previous player has a hankering to do some invitations and get people into their game. So let's make an invitation node here where the handle of the player you want to do the invite is a known, which I'll copy paste some values in there in just a second. We're using UDP instead of TCP, so it's going to be necessary to grab information from the server on a regular basis. So we're going to get that information with an AJAX node, which is kind of more of a ping to the server to get the information about the lobby. That includes all the status, players, invites, and even events. We've just added an invite accept node. This will be indicated in the previous player's AJAX node as the invite being accepted. With ready nodes, players each indicate that they're ready to start the game. This can be asynchronous or synchronous depending on how the game was designed. And a little note on security here, so that there's a little sensor up on the top that'll tell me if there's something that's secure or not. So just to show that off, we want to delete the authentication. It goes back down to poor security, weak security, and re-adding that authentication changes that back up to OK security. Node-based tools have this amazing ability to bring engineers, designers, and even artists and producers onto the same page to understand visually what's going on. So I'm taking a page out of Unreal Tournament's blueprint category to make modular code sections. Engineers can dive deep while designers can prototype fast. This timeline in itself is a blueprint which can be zoomed out and aligned with other blueprints. Once the visual environment framework was done, it became super easy to put in things like network sensors, code verifiers, and my favorite is self-writing code. Now with all that in place, it's time to launch the simulation here. So we're going to do that by pressing the big old server button up on top, and we watch all the nodes go. You'll notice that each node is followed by how much time it's consumed after it runs. This is super helpful in comparing how much time and efficiency each one of those functions takes to execute. Now we want to see what kind of output we got. So handy dandy buttons on the sides will expose what the server gave out for us. Here we see all the players made it to the right room, and we can go ahead and check that out with the other nodes and expose their outputs too, any ones that we want it. And see, that's one of the powers of this, is to be able to check multiple outputs against each other. This exposes those pesky variables that are just a pain to try and find, that are mislabeled, have bad data integrity, and slow down development time by crazy amounts. When there's less bugs to have to fight through, there's more polish and fun in the game. So I hope you enjoyed the show. This is my favorite tool, made on Unity.